Hello, stampers and paper crafters. This is Facebook Live number 341. It happens to be the last Sunday of July. So welcome. So my name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been words are hard sometimes. I've been a demonstrator since August of 1999. So I'm coming up on an anniversary in a few weeks, I guess. So that's pretty cool. I never thought that I would be paper crafting this long. I have a really pretty card for you tonight, and it happens to deal with an online exclusive, and I haven't played with it yet. So I accidentally got the set, so I'll explain it when I put the table down, the camera down. So I'm going to put you guys down facing the table in just a second. So if you get motion sickness or anything like that, look away, and we'll get on with this. All right, so hold on. So hopefully you guys had a great weekend so far, and we're going to do that awkward turn. Oh. All right, I'm a Twins fan, as you can probably see, and there we go. Facing and turning. That didn't seem too bad, so I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. I'm getting used to that, I guess. It's taken me a while to get this where I like it and how I can get going. All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. Now, the last card that I did, which was number 340, I have not yet put on the Instagram page, so that is this one. And that I have yet to pick a winner for. So hopefully you get a chance to get entered. And so I have a Stampin' online store at stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. My host code is W6ZNNGCX. Carolyn, hi, welcome. So you can use that host code when you have an order that is under $150. When your order is over $150, don't use that host code, because that way you can receive free stuff from Stampin' Up! And it's your choice. So whatever stamp products you want or need, you get to pick it out for free when you have a workshop. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address that you can request this catalog if you do not have a demonstrator, or you don't know what stamping is, and you've enjoyed this workshop, and then if you would like a catalog, you can request that from me. So you don't need to buy anything right now in order to receive a catalog, but if you have placed an order within the last year, I do send you a catalog for free, and I get new customers all the time. So that's why I offer those catalogs. All right, so today's card, we are, like I said, going to deal with an online exclusive. And we'll talk about that in just a few seconds. All right, so let's see here. An online exclusive is something that does not have a publication that it shows up in. So it is only exclusive for the online. And so it's something that can, my papers are all out of whack. So I'm trying to get there's another one that goes with this. So the Season of Green and Gold is a suite collection. And what that means is that it shows up in the online store, and if it sells really well, Stampin' Up! Will restock it. If it takes a while for something to sell, they're not going to restock it. And once it goes out of, once it gets sold out, it's not coming back. All right, so here's the other sheet for this one. So it allows Stampin' Up! To offer more products than having it in a scheduled publication, because those are done 2 years ahead of time. And so now they can offer this, and if it sells really well, they'll restock it. Now, some things they will not restock, and we do not know ahead of time what those will be. And so we tell you, hey, if you like something, get it. So now this here, I told you, is called the Season of Green and Gold. It's a sweet collection. And what that means is that everything here is meant to coordinate with each other. So just like the catalog, we have the coordination of stamps and dies and stamps and dies. So now this one actually is a mega suite because it offers the stamp set and the dies together. You also save that 10%. Then it has the beautiful cherry cobbler pearl and adhesive backed berries. Now, do not go put that in the sweet collection into your order, because I know that those are out of stock right now. So it will say that this is null and void. But you could put the other items in your order. That means you have to type everything in, and then once those berries come back in, you can get it. And this designer series paper is absolutely stunning, and it also has decorative vellum, so it's really cool. All right, another online exclusive is the Changing Leaves bundle. Now, this happens to be a stamp set, a die, and included in that bundle is this folder, and it's a hybrid 3D embossing folder. So it actually cuts out and embosses at the same time. Now, this is in the online store. Now, Potion and Spells bundle is in the online store as well. And that is the upcoming mini catalog. Does not have any Halloween items in it, and there's a reason for that. Stampin' Up! Is releasing the new holiday mini. Us old timers call it the holiday mini because it features all the holidays at the end of the year, Thanksgiving and Kwanzaa and Christmas and New Year's and kind of late summer and fall. And so Stampin' Up! Wanted to give you extra time to get your craft supplies and start making your projects ahead of time. So they wanted to give you a little bit more time to play with your products for the Halloween holiday. So that will be, more information will be coming out about that. Another thing that's really cute in the online exclusives is the, it's called the Iconic Celebration Suite Collection. And again, you get a stamp set and dies. Now look at these label dies. Now they don't have to be used just for this particular stamp set. So have fun with that. They come with this designer series paper. It's a pack of 48, and some of it is made for the holidays and some of it is not. So it's not necessarily just for Christmas, Thanksgiving. There's candles in there, so that could be birthday. There's champagne clicking, so that could be anniversary. Happy Valentine's Day with the hearts. Now the Starburst, the fireworks, that could be New Year's. That could be also 4th of July. It could be, also anything to do with wedding. So it depends on what you want to, how you introduce it. So not just for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So And has the beautiful pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. They certainly give you quite a mouthful just to read to read all that. Then what we're playing with tonight is the Encircled in Nature bundle. And this is a bundle because it's a stamp set and a die set. So when you buy the two together, you save the 10%. And so that's what we're playing with today. So being that it's an online exclusive, anybody can purchase it in the online store. You don't have to be of a certain level of, you get, everybody can purchase anything in the online store. It's not exclusive for certain people is what I'm trying to say. So you can shop that in my online store. You just go into the drop-down box and click online exclusive. So let me show you the card that we're making today. And I saw several cards and I liked the ideas, so I kind of put different ideas together to make one card. I don't think you can see it very well, but I have the embossed white moon and stars, and then because you cannot put Winkostella on them, so I outlined it. So I kind of gave it that shininess that it deserves. So this is the card that we're making tonight, and I'm going to show you how to put it together, and eventually somebody gets to win this card for free. So let me show you how you could do that. You can do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing to win this card. Leave a comment. All you have to do is say hi. Introduce yourself if you've never been here before. And, like I said, leave a comment. That gets your name entered into the drawing. And if you share this on your timeline, there might be somebody that is on your timeline that you do not know that they are into paper crafting. And maybe, well, thank you, Carolyn. Maybe seeing this video might inspire them to make a card and send it to someone and make their day. You know what? This world right now needs a little bit of more happy. So why not send it in the mail? What was that? I think my paper, my lid fell down. I have a portable file holder that's for my my cardstock, and so the lid just fell down. So I am like going, what is it? Hi, Judy. I see you. Welcome. Okay, so let's go and put this together. Let me show you the dimensions and the color of the cardstock that we're playing with today. Just in case you feel like you want to come back in and you already have this stamp set, or you don't have it and you really like it, so you can buy it. And then you can come back in and say, wow, Joy did a really good job with that card. I want to copy it. Maybe you want to do it in a different color. Or maybe you want to make it go landscape instead of portrait. It's completely up to you. So we have 2 pieces of basic black. These are scrap pieces. You sent out 5 cards. Nice, Carolyn. That's awesome. All right, so good job, Judy. I'm glad you got your card. This is Misty Moonlight. And this happens to be 5 by 3 3/4. And then we have the basic white. And now this is 8 inches by 5 1/4. And we have it scored at 4. And then we have the basic black. And this is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So this is a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. So again, I'm just going to let that sit there for a few seconds. So that allows you to come back in pause it, copy the measurements, get it cut out, and then you can get everything together and your ink pads and play along. All right, I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay, never mind. That was just not one drink. Apparently I was thirsty. All right, so we're also going to do heat embossing tonight. So we're going to also do embossing. So dry embossing with the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So we've got a little bit of everything going on tonight. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is, let's see. I did this card several different ways, and I didn't like it, and I didn't like it, and I didn't like it, and then I really liked it, and then I'm like, so what happens if I'm trying to put my card together and I don't remember how I put it together? And where's my take your pick tool? I had it, and I do not know where I stuffed it, and that will make me very unhappy. I mean, I did use it, and there's not that much space that's on my my desk because, I put things away when I get done with stuff, and I just don't know. It's not like that, my desk is a mess, because it's not. I don't like mess. And my OCD would never, I can't craft in a messy, I will make a mess when I'm crafting, but when I start out, if there's too much clutter on my desk, I cannot handle that. All right. I guess what I'm going to do is, this is my die brush for my take your pick tool. Okay. And my people poker is here. So I have a putty end. Just, there it is. I was creating today a card that we're gonna do a virtual event, and Heidi and I have a lot of kits that we're gonna use up, and so I redesigned a card, and it turned out pretty cool. So that's where I stuck it. Okay, so let's get going. The first thing that I want to do is get I don't know. Okay, so I guess we're just going to die cut stuff. We're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and yeah, I guess that's what we're going to do. Okay. It's been a long day, people. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to die or emboss. We're going to emboss with platform, the platform that came with, everything basically came with the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And so I'm going to put my back in my bin so I know where I need it when I can find it when I need it. And so we're actually going to use the Timber embossing folder. Now it's a 3D, it tells you that in the catalog. So when you have a 3D embossing folder, down here at the bottom on this platform, it says using with 3D embossing folders, you have number 1, which is labeled right there, and number 4. and that happens to be the dark gray plate. And so now what we're going to do is the wood grains on this, I think you can see it a little bit better this way. Oh, hopefully not too much glare. So the wood grain goes this way. So you want to pay attention to your card, how you want that wood to show up. Do you want it to be vertical, or do you want it to be horizontal? So I'm actually going to put mine in here vertical. So because my card is vertical, okay, I'm putting it that way so that it embosses. And there is a line right here that if you want it to make sure that it's straight, what you do is you line that up at the line. Now I'm doing it at the top, so you can go like this if you want. And that logo makes sure that you're actually using the front. Okay, so this is the front, and you want to put the hinge side towards the rollers. So that is how you use it. Now we're going to lay that on the plate, or the platform, and then we're going to put the plate on top, number 4, and we're just going to roll it on through. Sorry for the shaking of the table. All right. Rita, hi, welcome. Okay, so then that's what, aw, man, I wasn't supposed to do that yet. Good thing I have another piece of paper cut. I see, you know, when I designed this card, I didn't design it in the order in which I'm putting it together. So that's why I'm like, what am I going to do? Let's see here. We need Misty Moonlight. And I could have sworn I had a piece cut. We're just going to get another piece. I shall be back. Okay. So 5. 3 3/4. 5. Yep, that's right. Okay, you know, I do things and I change things up, and now that we did that, we can actually see. I want to stamp on this, and you can't stamp on it when it's rigid like that. So first of all, I guess we're just going to stamp that just so that we can continue doing with what we did, and we can use that for something else. Is it time to go to bed yet? Yes, it is. Okay, so again, this is vertical. So we're going to take this big circle. Oh, I did not show you what we're going to use. All right. We are, you would think that after 340 Facebook Lives that I would have this together. Okay, Circle in Nature. And the die set. Now the die set is a twofer. And what I mean twofer is that it has 2 pages. So it is a very nice die set. Excuse me. We're also using the Wonderful Thoughts. It's on page 80 in the annual catalog. Excuse me, I got a tickle. And we're going to use the hello. And now, number 9 is right here. And it actually cuts out the word hello. Okay, I'm going to take another drink. And so, we're actually not going to use that tonight. We're going to use this one. It has a very nice, I like that, like it has 2 rounded corners on it. Okay, I'm going to have to pretend like I'm starting over. Okay, otherwise I get too flustered and they make too many mistakes. Like, duh. Okay, so this one, we're going to take, this one, if you look at the stamp set, images are 75%. So it looks, nice in this, but I mean, look at how big it actually is. Okay, so you need the bigger. This is the block E. This is block E as an elephant, and it's in the annual catalog. And so we're gonna do this in black, and there is a spot there where they do not meet. Okay, the die, when you use that one, has this little round piece. So that means that that goes like that. So it has actually two dies. So you can stamp your image. You can stamp and cut out your image, and you can stamp it and actually get this piece cut out. So you can go on the outside of the image and you can go on the inside of the image. We're using the inside of the image. Okay. And we're actually now going to stamp it. We're going to take some ink to that. All right, so we're going to use the Memento. And I am just going to start at the outside edge, and I'm just going to tap it as I go, because this will help eliminate getting extra ink where you don't want it. And hopefully it stays like that. Okay. Because today I was getting ink all over my fingers. I was inking, and then I would touch it in something, and I was just having a really hard time with this card. So hopefully it works out really nice. Okay, so there we go. That is our wreath. And so we're now going to actually cut it out. Okay, we're going to cut out a hole using our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and get with some of our work. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna do this, and then so it's not, I'm gonna try to go in an image. Ooh, where is that coming from? I see a heart. What is that? Okay. Do you guys see that? I see like a word bubble with a heart, and okay, thank you. If that's from somebody, thank you. I've never seen that before, and I know that people have been doing Facebook Lives, would have like a peace sign show up, or kind of like a thumbs up show up on there, or balloons or something. And it's like, does anybody know what's going on with that? I'm going to have to come back and watch this video and see if you guys see it. Down here in the camera, right there, it's like a word bubble, like somebody, like somebody's thinking, a thought bubble, but a word bubble, like somebody is, expressing something. So maybe somebody's doing a thumbs up, but a different way to do it. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Okay, so now we're going to cut this out. And you know what? Might as well cut out the trees too. And, well, hey there. Are you going to steal my chair? Yep. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. Now this is scrap paper, so this is like the perfect way to use scrap. Okay, and then we're going to put that there and slide that through. Hey Bert, how you doing? Huh? Okay. So it comes out. We have trees. Isn't that cool? I love that. And then we have the little trees. And I mean, this uses scrap. So then, you know, just now it turned into a piece of art. Okay, so we're going to move our tree. And then we're going to move the rest of this into the trash can right there. And then we're going to put these back on my magnetic sheet. I just have a little magnetic sheet that holds my dies. When I do a lot of designing, I might have different things going. And this way it helps me keep my bins straight and things organized. Now this piece right here, we're not going to use, but we could put that in our scrap bin for the Misty Moonlight, and then that way we can use it again in something else. Okay, so see how that cuts out beautifully? Perfect. Okay, so then now we actually are going to go in and we're going to do something. We're going to come back to that. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here and we're going to grab, this is the Stamparatus. Now, Stampin' Up! Does not sell these anymore, but I know a lot of people still have them. So I am using mine just basically to hold things in place. And so I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper. I have two pieces. Yeah, I'm just going to put a piece right here and a piece right there. Okay, gosh darn it. Okay, first of all, I want to go like this. But what I'm doing is I'm putting a piece of scrap paper here so that I am not going to overrun with my blue, my Misty Moonlight, over the edges. So I'm just putting a scrap piece of paper in between. So when I'm using my brush, I don't hit those highlighted edges, and I have some blue where I don't want blue. I want my frame. Okay, so then now we're going to grab the Misty Moonlight ink pad, and we're going to leave it partially open, okay, and what's going to happen is when I'm done with it, I'm going to place my brush in that little spot so it's not constantly wiggling. So once it has ink on it, okay, then it's not going to hit any scrap of paper or cardstock that I don't want colored. But what we're doing is we're just making sure that we're going around the edges and highlighting. And I don't want any splotchiness. I kind of want this to kind of like the night sky. Not necessarily the night sky, but like the little fog that it's clearing out a little bit for the moon that is about to shine, and the stars. We can go a little bit darker down at the bottom. Okay, that is the way I like it. Okay, and then I'm just going to place that right there, and then I'm going to pull my scrap sheet away, and now my white pieces around, my framework is still white, so that makes me happy. I tried several different ways earlier, and I just did not like how I was doing it, how it was coming out. And so I was just getting grumpy. But I'm like, I had something in my mind. I wanted it to come out. And just sometimes you just need somebody else to show you how they did it to get it to go. Okay, so I am going to take this and go tap, tap, tap in the misty moonlight. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, which is right here. And it's going to go off the corner a little bit. And then, now see how these trees line up? Okay, there's a lot of space over here. So I am purposely putting my finger over here. So when I go tap, 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 I'm going to try not to get any ink over here. And just let that sit for a second. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. So then now, okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to stamp our tree on the inside, and tap, 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 right there. Okay, that's in Misty Moonlight, and I think I'm done with the Misty Moonlight. I'm going to close this up, and we're going to put the inside. It's going to say, the outside's going to say hello, and then it says, may this year be incredible and filled with possibilities. Incredible? I think that. So this could be whatever you need it to be. So if you want this to be a birthday card, you could say happy birthday. Or say somebody graduated from college. You can do that. Or somebody got a promotion at work. So this card could be, or maybe somebody got a new job. So this card could be for anything. So that's, when I try to figure out a card, I try to make it so that whoever wins the card can actually use it to send it to somebody. Okay, so I think we're done with this part, except for the embossing. So let's do that. We have two things that we're going to heat emboss. We're going to use hello, and we're going to emboss that on here, and then we're going to do the white embossing. So we have the tray kit. Now this here happens to be Stampin' Up! White embossing powder. Now, Stampin' Up! Changed its embossing powder. So they now have something that's called Wow, and mine is coming. So I placed my order when it was free shipping on Tuesday, and I got all the new embossing powders. And from other people, other demonstrators that have, and I will do it too, they actually did a side-by-side comparison of what they look like. And that's the only reason why I am buying new ones, because the Wow embossing powder, the white, is like white. It's like vibrant. And I'm like, wow, that is so cool. And then the gold is like really gold. And so, yeah. All right, so we're going to use Versamark. Now, Versamark is a clear, tacky ink, so it's very sticky. And my ink pad was discolored at an event, but it still stamps clear. So that is the hello. Now, if your embossing powder is old, it may not, heat very well. Another reason it could be is that your Versamark pad, now I re-inked mine, but I might not have re-inked it enough. So I'm just going to show you how I re-ink it. Like I said, it's very sticky. It's tacky. So I'm actually going to just flip this over. There doesn't seem to be a lot on there, so I'm just going to flip it over. And what I do, and I do this actually with my regular ink, when you see it sitting on top, I just used my spout, the tip of the re-inker, and I use that to push the ink in. And when it stops accepting it, that is when you know you're done. Now, I'm pretty done here with that round. It goes in really quick when it needs to be re-inked. So I know that on the outside edges it's not getting it, so I just want to make sure that it's pretty well loved all around. And that way you also know that if your ink is, really not tacky enough, it's not going to hold the embossing powder. And then if you have stuff, from like a really long time ago, I don't know what the actual shelf life is, but I know that it can get old. So we're going to use the embossing buddy again, and I actually do use it on the tray because it helps with the static electricity. I live in Minnesota, and I have air conditioning on right now, so it could be static electricity in here. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the hello again on there, and it should be juicy enough. I could see that, so that it accepts the powder. Well, I just did that off screen, didn't I? All right, and I have just a couple tiny flakes that I know will show up. And there's a fuzzy. Now, that's the reason why you use the embossing buddy, but sometimes there's just a couple stragglers that need to come off because they will heat up and they will show up. All right. right, so now I'm good for that. And I'm going to heat these both up at the same time. So there's no sense in heating up that and then coming back in and heating up the moon and the stars. All right, so here are the moon and the stars. I'll just go tap, tap, tap on that. And ink that up right in the center there. Now you can't see it. But again, we'll just take that. Oh, I forgot to do the embossing buddy on this one. That would have been a good idea because these, you know, the ink might be, you know, not wet, or, well, you know, it dries pretty good, but any type of moisture will allow that powder to stay. So you want it to come off. I think I got it all. Okay, good. So now we're going to go back in. Excuse me. We're going to close that up. And I'm just going to put this back in. That's why I have this brush, and it's, you know, you unscrew this, you put that in, and then you brush that off. I don't need to do that on camera, but I will take it out of the way so that it doesn't blow over. You always put your lid back on. And I really, really love these reversed tweezers so that when you're embossing, there's no way that you're going to burn yourself. Okay, so everything closed up. Because once it starts blowing, it could hit that powder and get things all inked up where they're not supposed to be. All right. So we're going to heat this up. Now, my heat gun is a Stampin' Up! One from a long time ago. And so it's not the one that's in the catalog currently, but once this one dies, I'm going to do this, hopefully. I'm going to do it from the back so you can see maybe it change. It doesn't take very long for it to change. Alright, and so we're just going to do that. And then we'll drop that. And then I'm going to do this from the back side. It's not going to take very long for it to heat up. And you want to do the front side and the back side so then it's not as warped, because you're heating it up a little bit. So it can bubble up on you. So like it did there. Okay. So then now we're going to get out that Stampin' Cut Emboss machine again. And we're going to go back in and do what we originally planned for this one right here. So now that we stamped it, let's get that piece of fuzz off of there. Okay, so now that we stamped it, we can go back in and give it some texture. And so we're going to use, again, the number 1, and we're going to line it up with that black line right there, and then just lay that down, and then put that hinge towards the rollers, and then just roll that. All right. Okay. Because I wanted the circle cut out with the stamped frame around it, and then went back in and give it the texture. So I kind of did it backwards originally, but I had to cut another piece because the way I designed the card is the way I wanted it to be, And we have paper, right? Us paper crafters, we have paper. So if we make a mistake, we can use it. All right. And all right. And now I put that away. I'm just going to grab the little guy because we're now going to cut this out. This here, you want to make sure that it's completely dry before you go back in and cut it out with the die. So that is plate number 1, the cutting plate. And then we have the die from that. So we're going to extend it this way, this plate, so they're not going to butt up at the same. And then we're going to put this one on top so that the top, the plate, oh, it moved. I'm going to get a Post-it note. All right. So I want to make sure it's straight. So I'm going to hold that down. So when you have the small one, you want to have your platform and your top cutting plate. You want them to be equal, and the one that's in the middle, that way a little bit, so that it jets out, because it goes into the rollers a lot better that way. And it cuts that. Yeah, I have new plates, but I'm just waiting for these to end, basically. I can still use it. It still works, so there's no sense in for me to... I mean, isn't that cool? There's a white speck in there that I did not get. So let me show you a little trick. Okay, so these, the big one and the little one, close up. Now this one is so light that this is my pinky. So it's great for when you are traveling and you're going out for the weekend. You have a girls' day. Okay, so right here, I'm going to fix that. Okay, so I am going to take my black Stampin' Blend, and I am just going to dot that little tiny white spot, and you can't even tell that it's there. That little tiny speckle. I mean, I used the embossing buddy on it, but apparently I didn't. I missed one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, this is our base, or our regular card. So we're going to actually add this to the black. So we're going to build our card. I like to do it this way, and I say this every time, just in case somebody's new to me. I like to see the color, and then when you open up the card, I like to see the color as well. So it brings the color from the outside to the inside. All right, so we're going to go like that. Okay, so this, after you put it through the embossing folder, it kind of warps it a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of dimensionals all the way around so that it gives it good stability. Okay, and my take your pick tool, that's the reason why I was looking for it, is because I knew I was using it. So here to do this, so I wanted to make sure that, you know, I could stab and grab my backings off. Okay, so we're going to go all the way around. Okay, and I want to kind of make sure that I am pretty close. And actually I want one down here too. This is probably the most dimensionals I'll use on something. Okay, I'm going to take my people poker, because I am the people it pokes, at a slight angle, just stab and grab those backings, and they end up right there. So then I'm just going to take that and toss that in the trash, because I have a trash on my table. I should get it. This is what it looks like. This side here, non-recyclable, all my cardstock and my paper goes over here. And it's small enough that it doesn't get in my way. And it allows me to not have crap all over the floor, because that would drive me nuts if I had to sit there and vacuum it every single time I crafted. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I am going to look. I'm going to try to make it so that it's equal, you know, all the way around, and nice and flat looking, but it's texture. So, I mean, that's, you know, what I wanted it to do, so that's the reason why I did it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my silicone mat, and I have to say, the take your pick tool, the crafting mat, and what was it? I'd say the glass mat, and they're like my top tools that I need to craft. When you have anything that has glue, this is the perfect setting to do it in. You flip it over. Now, mine is going to go right here. So I need to only put adhesive on the tall one, half the little one, and then the feet, the end pieces here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. And then the little one that's over here, I can use my take your pick tool and pick that up. All right, so then all I need to do is put it on this one, and maybe the little ledges of those trees. So I'm going to flip that over. See, the putty part picks up your rhinestones and your sequins, but it also picks up your paper to help you with placement. But mine's, you know, I need to advance my putty. Okay, so I'm going to get out my glue. Now I keep my glue, and this is something I got at Walmart. It's not there anymore, but this is how I keep my my Winkostella and my glue, and it's always facing down. And I think Office Max had them too, but I don't know if that's something that's not, you don't get it anymore. And so just kind of using dots and then smearing those dots. And then if you get too much glue on here, it doesn't get your glass mat or your surface all icky, you know, because not everybody has a craft room. Some people might be crafting on their kitchen table, or something that is like an antique or something that they don't want to get all icky with crafting products and glue and whatnot. So, and we're just going to take, I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, grab that, flip it over so I don't get my fingers in the glue, and put that right down there. Isn't that kind of cool? Okay. All right, so then we're going to take this, we're going to put that right in here, okay, but I'm going to take adhesive and go all the way across both sides, because we're actually going to use that for ribbon. We're not using it to adhere because we're going to put it on dimensionals as well. Okay, so then this is the ribbon that is in the annual catalog. It is called the Silver and Gold Trim. It is a 1/8, and so the trim is exactly the same, but one's gold and one is silver. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay it out like that. Come on. I'll lay that out more at the top, and then we're going to go over so it hangs out, and then it loops. Come on. I want a little space in between so it's not sitting right on top of each other. There we go. And come on, grab it, and then go over there. And then push down, because, you know, there's adhesive on the back, so it's sticky. Okay, so we're just going to trim that up. Isn't that pretty? I mean, it's just a little use of ribbon. Everything doesn't have to be a bow. All right, so I'm just gonna put that back, and how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take a notch, I'm gonna make a notch, and I'm gonna make it, let's see, I'm gonna go like this, there we go, and then that allows me to put that up there so that it can always find my end, okay, so it doesn't unravel in the bag, and then I always know where the end is, and that is the silver trim. Okay, so then now we're going to put, so we're going to figure out where to put the dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to put that kind of like right there. Okay, but we don't want the dimensionals up in there because it's kind of high. So we're going to put the dimensionals down at the bottom. We're going to use the Take Your Pick tool. And which way is our bottom? Okay, right there. So I'm going to use the flat edge on both sides of my dimensional. Again, stab and grab that. We're going to put that right there. I mean, isn't that pretty? Okay. And then I actually wanted to use the silver in here because I haven't touched it yet, and so I'm doing the copper, and I've used the gold, a little bit of the gold, and I'm like going, I haven't touched the silver. What card can I do? And so I used that ribbon so that it allows me to come back in to use these rhinestones, because these are called adhesive-backed metallic gems. And they look like rhinestones, but they're copper, gold, and silver. And I absolutely love it. Okay. And the reason why I cut this is so that when it's a pack, when it's a full pack, all you see is the copper, the gold, and the silver. I, wanted to see what I had at the top. So now that I've used that, I should really start using this side and allowing me to see that I have stuff over there. Or could just cover it up and use that like that. And then I know what I have. Because sometimes, they have colors and it completely covers up one of your colors. And if you don't see it, you don't know you have it, and you don't know to use it. So that's the reason why I have to see my stuff, in order to use it. Okay. So now we're going to get the Wink of Stella out. And we're going to actually, you can't Wink of Stella something that you've embossed, but you can Wink of Stella around it. So you can kind of give it a halo. Okay. And so it has texture, and then it has the Wink of Stella around it. And then we're just going to wink the trees. Now this card, like I said, could be used for any occasion. So whoever wins this card, it gives them a good chance to actually send it out to somebody. I made a card, and I made it one of my favorite stamp sets. It came out in the spring catalog, and then it moved over to the catalog, the annual catalog this year. And sometimes you buy a stamp set just because of a single stamp, or you might buy a stamp set because of a greeting, and then you see things done with it, and then it's like, oh, I could do this and I could do that. And so I bought the stamp set, and it is, I didn't forget your birthday, I'm just stretching out the celebration. I mean, that literally made me laugh out loud, so I had to get that stamp set. So I designed a card, and I used that on the inside, and I said, you can't send this to somebody. I said, you have to literally intend to send somebody their birthday card late, because it says, I didn't forget your birthday, I'm just stretching out the celebration. So that doesn't say, hey, I sent it early. You know what I mean? I'm really bad at sending cards, except for to winners of Facebook Lives. But that just really made me laugh, and I had to buy that stamp set. So then I had to get the dies that went with it, because, who wants to cut the words out? But the stamp, the dies were like phenomenal, so I had to get that. So what do you think? Do you want to win this card? So it says hello, and then it says, may this year be incredible and filled with possibilities. So like I said, that is an excuse for anything. I mean, like I said, it could be a birthday card, or somebody got a new job, or somebody quit their job that, they couldn't stand, or somebody got a raise, or, I mean, thank you, Judy. So to win this card, do a thumbs up or a heart. That's easy. It also helps with the algorithms with Facebook Live, so that I'm trying to get my name out there. And so the more people that like my stuff, the more they share it with people and make sure that other people get to see it. Leave a comment. Judy said it's so pretty. You can also say hi, introduce yourself, tell people where you're from. A lot of people come back in and watch my Facebook replays, and I don't necessarily pick my winner today. I pick my winners in a little while. And then that way it gives you a chance to, today's Sunday. You might be coming home from the cabin up north, and you may not hit this Facebook Live until maybe Wednesday. So it gives you a chance to get on, and it gives you a chance to watch it, and it gives you a chance to like it and comment and then share it. If you enjoyed it, maybe somebody on your timeline might enjoy it as well. Also, there could be a Facebook, a paper crafter on your timeline that you don't know that they had paper craft products. Maybe they haven't touched their stuff in a long time, and they just need that inspiration, and maybe this video might be it. So share it. That way you get 2 entries for sharing, and you get 4 different ways to get entered to win this card. And you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to do anything. Easy stuff, right? So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. And hopefully I'll be back on Thursday. We're short again, another person in our department. So I am probably going to be working longer hours, so I don't know if I'll be back on Thursday. Maybe Friday or Saturday, I'm not sure, but for sure on Sunday. So have a great week, everyone. Thank you very much again for liking this and leaving a comment and sharing, and I will see you on Thursday, hopefully. Have a great week.